Sunday 9th of May is Mother's Day, and it's one of the most popular gift buying days of the year. So, as you will see in a moment, interest is rising and people are already starting to look at and buy gifts online. So, if you want to get in on this niche and try your hand at making money online, self-publishing books, and that includes no content and low content books, then follow along as I walk you through this popular in-demand niche. Now, if you've not been here before, my name's Paul Marles and I do videos on how to make it, keep it and grow it. And that's your money I'm talking about. And if you do like videos like that, then please do give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and smash that notification bell to receive notification of when I produce more videos like this. Okay, so in this video, we're going to look at the Mother's Day niche as a whole and look at some sub-niches you may not have thought about. In fact, unlike a lot of holiday or gift buying niches, this particular one includes not just Mother's Day, but the whole mom niche. Then I'll show you where I get ideas and inspiration for book cover designs to help your books convert into sales. Then we'll take a look at those all-important keywords vital for getting traffic to your book, and I'll tell you 2 broad approaches that I would take. Now, the aim of this video is to give you ideas and prompts that you can take forward to doing your own research, and not to tell you that you should create this book or that book and you use this keyword or that keyword. And it will give you insight into how I do my research, which you can apply to any niche you choose. Okay, so let's start by looking at the niche. I always like to start at Google Trends and get an idea of the market. Here I've just put in Mother's Day and you can see that interest starts to rise from about the middle to the end of March and rises rapidly until actual Mother's Day. So there's time if you start now to get your books published into the Amazon system, ready for the search volume to increase. If we scroll down, you can see that Google gives us some related searches. This Mother's Day Gift Ideas 2020 looks interesting, so I'll go ahead and put this into Amazon and see what comes up. Obviously, I'll change the year to 2021. There aren't any books here, but lots of merch related gifts, especially mugs, t-shirts and related items. So if you're doing merch, this is also a big one for you. Next, I go to BookBolt, which is great for exploring niches. I'll leave the link below if you want to take a look yourself. They have a 3-day free trial to test it out if you like. So I searched Mother's Day in the products tab here, and if we scroll through we can get an idea for some products. I'll usually write these down on a pad or on a spreadsheet. So we've got this mom and son prompted journal, colouring book and another colouring book, so we can explore those further on Amazon itself. Then I searched in the cloud tab, which is the best option for exploring niches on BookBolt. I did a search for Mother's Day and mom, and here you can see we have a guided or prompt journal which currently has a bestsellers rank of 1,481, and if we go over to the book sales calculator at tckpublishing.com, it's selling between 1,600 to 3,300 a month. On Amazon, we can see it's selling for $8.95, which for a 106-page book equates to a profit of approximately $3.22 a book. And so is making between $5,000 and $10,500 a month. Not bad, especially when we look at this graph here, which I get from using the free Helium 10 Chrome plugin, and looking at the yearly X-ray graph that shows daily sales go up to around 600 a day around actual Mother's Day. And if we look inside, it's relatively basic and can easily be created at home on your computer. If we go back to BookBolt, we've got colouring books, funny quote books, more prompt journals, recipe journals, all with bestsellers ranks of less than 300,000. So they are making regular sales. But remember, these bestsellers ranks will fall as sales increase in the run up to Mother's Day. So in a moment, we'll go over to Amazon and put in some niche ideas. Now, in order to validate a niche, I normally look at whether there are potential sales. So I'll look to see if there are 3 or more books listed on the first page with bestsellers ranks of less than 300,000. If there are, then I know there are potential sales and I will explore them further. The only problem is that sales may not have yet started to come in. So sometimes You'll just have to run with the idea that you come up with. So I've put in notebook for mum, and here we can see we've got 20,000 results, which is a lot, but let's just get an idea of the niche. So we've got the book we've just looked at, got this Mama Bear journal, but that's got a high bestsellers rank. We've got a line journal, 409,000. We've got this recipe book, 53,000. If we scroll down, oh, we've got a keepsake, a mother and daughter keepsake journal. Again, a very low bestsellers ranks. What else have we got? Got a Mom Valentine's Day book there. A Mom and Son sort of prompt journal. Again, 104,000. It says it's just a lined notebook, so that's pretty good. A relatively low bestsellers rank for just a lined journal. So that particular niche area looks good. Let's have a look at this colouring book for mum. Now we've got lots of books here. Again, 60,000 results. So this niche is competitive, or this particular keyword is competitive. So if you were exploring this further, you'd want to find those less competitive keywords, which we will talk about a little bit later. But here we can see we've got lots of books, all with low bestsellers ranks. So this is a really a good niche, the mom colouring book. And things like mom related quotes, maybe funny quotes or inspirational quotes type colouring books would be pretty good here, I think. But yeah, all low bestsellers ranks, so that's encouraging. We've got prompted journal for moms. Again, we're just looking at the bestsellers ranks to get an idea if there's a market for these books. We've got two here which look pretty good, both published by the same person, low bestsellers ranks. Another Mom and Son journal, decent bestsellers ranks. So again, we've got our three less than 300,000, so that validates this particular niche. And then we've got the Mom and Daughter journal, which I just wanted to look at in a bit more detail. 13,000 bestsellers rank, that's good. 2,857, so this looks very promising indeed. I just wanted to look at this one that we looked at earlier, bestsellers rank of 94,265, which isn't too shabby. If we have a closer look, I just want to take a look inside to see what they're like, and yeah, looks very basic. This would be easy enough for you to create at home on your computer. These are just prompts for moms and daughters to write in, so you could do the same with sons as well. So the mom prompt journal looks pretty good. So I looked at the niches, and there are basically two types of books. The no content books, that is the line notebooks and journals, and the low content books, the popular ones being prompted or guided journals that we've just looked at, mom and daughter or mom and son journals, planners, prayer journals, and colouring books. So make a list of those to explore further. When it comes to the no content books, there are mainly two types. The funny quote journals or the inspirational quote journals. They seem to be selling the best. Okay, now we come to the cover designs. These are important for getting customers to click on your books and getting those conversions into sales. For inspiration, I like to go to Redbubble, and here I've searched for mom, and we get lots of ideas for quotes and designs. Now note that I say inspiration and not to copy. The great thing about Redbubble is you can click on best selling here and get a list of the most popular designs. You can do similar searches if you like on sites like Teespring and Etsy to get inspiration also. Now for funny quotes and inspirational quotes, the best site by far is Pinterest. You can do a search for mom inspirational quotes or mom funny quotes, and here we can see we get lots of results. Now, most quotes would be fine to use unless they are famous quotes or trademarked. So I would suggest searching the quote on Google and see if they are attributed to anyone. You know, you have to do your own research and use your own judgment here. But I always say, if in doubt, don't use it. For graphics, for your covers, there are many sites you can use. You could go to Pixabay and Unsplash for royalty-free pictures, but be careful. Not all are actually royalty-free, so you need to double check by doing Google image search on any images you decide to use. Then we've got sites like Vecteezy that has lots of vector images. If you haven't paid for the Pro license, which is about $108 a year, you can use some images for free, but only for a limited number of sales. You would need to check the licensing page to check that number in case it changes. There's sites like designbundles.net and my favourite, Creative Fabrica, that I know a lot of you guys out there use. I think it's one of the best resources as it has book interiors for sale, images and fonts. I've got a subscription to the site which allows unlimited downloads, and I use it all the time for my books. I'll leave the link below to that. I've done a search here for Mother's Day, and there are lots and lots of images to choose from. Okay, now for the keywords. These are essential for getting your book found on Amazon, and therefore for getting traffic and eyeballs to your book. After doing some initial research on this, I found that keywords could be split into two groups. One is the general gift type keywords, which you can use in the title, subtitle and 7 keyword boxes. The most popular are mom, mother, Mother's Day, gift, gag gift, gift ideas, present, funny gift, and the year 2021. I wouldn't advise using 2021 in the title, as next year the book would be out of date. Instead, put it in one of the 7 keyword boxes. That way you can change it next year. Obviously this wouldn't apply if you were doing something like a planner or a diary. Then there are the specific keywords according to the niche, which we touched on earlier. These would be planner, prompt journal, guided journal, prayer journal, diary and colouring book. So to research them more, what I would do is go to Amazon and enter something like mom colouring book, as we've done here. You will see that Amazon gives us some suggestions here. These are important because Amazon is telling us what people search for, and also customers tend to click on those prompts. So these are important related keywords, and I would advise writing them down in a list, either on a piece of paper or on a spreadsheet, something like Google Sheets. You would then click on search and look at the number of search results like so. If the search results are greater than 1,000, then that indicates the market is quite competitive for that particular keyword. What I suggest doing is finding keywords with search results less than 1,000 to use in your title and subtitle, unless you're planning on running Amazon ads. Then add these numbers to your list of keywords, and you'll probably end up with a pretty long list of useful keywords to use. As in a lot of online businesses, keywords are vital for getting traffic and making sales, and so it is with self-publishing on Amazon. If you want the exact process of how I do my keyword research, then click on this video here. I hope I've inspired you and given you the start to look into and investigate this niche further. Thank you for your time, it's much appreciated. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and until next time, goodbye.